What's up, all you crazy capitalists, you witty whiskey enthusiasts? Welcome to the Whiskey Capitalist Podcast. I almost said the Witty Capitalist Podcast. I am Ian.
I'm Shawn.
And make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow, and comment down below. Go to solo.to /thewhiskeycapitalist for all of our links and ways to stay up to date with us. And check out bit.ly /thewhiskeycapitalist merch to check out our fully stacked merch store. All right. Today, we are going to be talking about Alex Stein, primetime 99, on the grind all the time, pimp on a blimp. And good old eye patch McCain, Dan Crenshaw. I think there was something happened, I think, on the Capitol steps.
Dude, like there was so much, like it just he was going at him so hard, and like a few times, there was more than one interaction.
Oh, there was.
Yeah, there was a few of them, or there's two of them that there's videos of. Whether it was more or not, I don't know. But Alex just put him on the spot, and like I had like that kind of like on the fence mindset about Alex Stein before, because I was like, like I like what he's doing, but I don't know if he's going about it the right way and this and that. I liked how he was trolling some people, but like I don't know, some of it felt like a little excessive. Dude, this time it's like, I'm all on board. I am 100% like behind Alex Stein all the way. Like, this is just like,
to me, it's like I mean, we'll get into this in a minute. You know what? Let's save it just for once we get into it, because I have an opinion on that one too. But also, before we get into that and do the intro and everything,
should we do our intro?
What
are we doing? Our intro?
Well, yeah, we still got to do that. Yeah. But another thing we're going to be bringing up is big titty woodshop teachers that give me the pucker factor when using a saw. We're going to be talking about that, and then also Biden actually talked to the press and did an interview on 60 Minutes. Didn't go so well.
No, I have the highlights for that as well.
Okay, good. So we'll be playing that. But with that, here we go.
Who else in the level crowd say yeah?
Look at that big juicy booty.
Hot like a tamale.
Be offended.
Do you love black people? Negro.
You know the thing.
Here, next.
Don't be rude. You ain't black.
Shawn Cav.
You're going to have a flame coming out of your butthole.
Heartfelt.
A man and a woman.
And we have our first comment of the day. Good morning, Ian.
How you doing? yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, I
just accept it, man. Like your hours are so weird.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. My reasoning is that I've told you is, back in caveman days, there were people that had to watch over the people at night.
Yeah, you're like Batman.
I am the night.
I was born in it.
That's Bane, okay.
Bane. You've merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it.
It's so funny that's fucking Tom Hardy, and I know. No, they did a different voice, and then you watch him on Peaky Blinders, and you're like, no, he talks like he has his fucking getting his balls stepped on. No, anyways, but yeah, no, and by the way, Trevor, I just want to let you know you commented on one of the YouTube videos talking about not being on Twitter and not you said you were on Twitter and you only have one tweet that said this is my first and last tweet ever. Okay, and you don't want to break your oath. You don't want to be an oath breaker. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot more Game of Thrones reference.
Yeah, now that Ian's finally caught up with the rest of us.
Yeah. Oh, close. Middle of season 7. But anyways, so I know you don't want to be an oath breaker, but you can listen to the Twitter space and you don't have to tweet anything. You can listen, you can interact, talk. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to tweet anything out unless you want to promote it. And then, that's cool too, but that would be a tweet. So
yeah, you don't want to do that. No, I don't want him to go back on his one and only tweet. That would make him a hypocrite and a liar. And I don't know, just it doesn't feel very genuine.
I mean, you could make a new Twitter
That was my other idea. My other idea was like, maybe I'll make him one, just give him the account and be like, here you go, buddy. This is for you to be able to join in.
And then you could tweet from that account, and it's not really like it's breaking the oath because you're not tweeting from the original account, so you're not breaking that promise. You know what I mean? I mean, there's ways around. But
he took a solemn oath.
Yeah. What's up, Dan? How you doing? San Diego in the house. Glad to have you in here.
Welcome.
Yeah. So, oh yeah. Also, as I was sending out fucking links tonight, I sent one to my stepdad, who would probably be not stoked on a lot of the language used in this one, and he was like, "Oh, I'll probably have to catch the replay." I was like, "This is gonna get a little spicy. You might not want to watch this."
Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, whatever. Hey, how you doing?
Well, I mean, like, if someone has a differing opinion, should be able to talk about it.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, I mean, he's a great dude. He's very Christian and very doesn't cuss. I've heard him cuss once in my whole life.
Oh, if it's just a cussing thing, then yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize.
But then,
would you?
One time after having a bunch of whiskey, we were sitting in the living room, and I asked him out because he's very Christian. He knows the Bible very well. He's very learned about it, and always has some some relation to it. And I looked at him and I was like, why can't I say the word fuck? We had a 2-hour discussion about it. I'm just kind of an asshole. Like I just like
you're just pushing his buttons. Yeah,
exactly. It's like you say a cuss word and then you look at him like, was that? It's that gif of I forget his name. One of the wildlings looking at Brienne of Tarth, and he's all.
Oh yeah, like that guy. I know what you're talking about. The guy he was in the remake of the prequel of The Thing as well. He was in that one.
Oh really? Yeah. Every time I say a cuss word at my stepdad, I'm like,
I'm kind of retarded.
Exactly. Wait, damn it! Where is it?
Oh, is he trying to say like?
How could you say that?
Hey, where'd the I'm a dumbass go?
No, it's all in there. It's I put it in alphabetical order.
I'm a dumbass.
Wow. Okay. Thanks for switching it and not telling me, you dick.
Hey, listen. I can't help it. You nap all fucking day long. I can't run everything past you.
Hey, you could, send me a text. I was wondering.
You're seriously like a house cat half the time. You're just like sleeping most of the time. And then in the middle of the night, I'm going to hear you scratching at the door. I'm like, go to sleep.
If you hear me scratching at your door in the middle of the night, please offer me shelter because
you're gonna need help.
Yeah, exactly. I made the trek that way. But
shall we get started?
Yeah, we probably should. Okay, so what are we talking about first?
Well, I don't know, we could either go with like big titties or we could go with Alex Stein. So why don't we get some comments and see which way our viewers want to go with this one?
Yes, exactly. Well, it looks like the Twitter stuff was all good ideas. You'll consider them. That's
consider. That's nice.
Let's
give it a minute here and see which way the comments roll in for tits or Stein. Yeah, I don't know. Like, honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards like probably doing Alex Stein because like the thing is that like the whole story with this like woodshop teacher is just so crazy. It might be a good one to kind of like end it on, I'm thinking. So since I'm not seeing any comments right now, I'm gonna go ahead and make the tits and Stein. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna get some Stein and then tits.
Yeah. We'll talk about how Alex Stein has big tits now. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so let's first go with an actual. Let's go with an article on this thing first. Now, I have not read this one. I just pulled it up because I had like the actual teacher's name in it. But I have a bunch of tweets that we're going to be able to share as well.
Okay.
So let's go with a Chrome tab. Here we go. That's the one. That's the one I want to share. Okay. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Canadian high school defends transgender teacher who wore enormous prosthetic breasts underneath tight t-shirt to class. It's like Kayla, and here's that last name we were talking about. It's got to be something French, like Lemoux. Lemieux?
It's Lemieux.
Lemieux?
Like Mario Lemieux. You really?
I don't speak French, dude. I said
don't watch hockey,
Lemieux.
but I still at least know
Lemieux. I want to say Lemieux. I don't care because like I'm not fucking French Canadian. I can't do that. A teacher in Ontario, Canada, began her transition a year ago. The school is defending her and said that they want the site to be safe for all. Manufacturing technology teacher went viral on social media this week. Essentially, what ended up happening was a student went and like shared this video, and like the video is like insane because like I have the video, of course, because like it was like, oh, how could you take this teacher seriously? And let's just see if they
Let's play the video real quick.
Look at this. No, we're gonna take all this in real quick because this is just insane to me.
Okay, so I didn't realize that they were like, it was like prosthetics, like she was on a movie set. I thought she just got that big of tits.
Oh my god! Like, first off, if this was a woman, if this was an actual woman, those would obviously be like.
That's an actual woman, okay?
Well, yeah, go ahead. You can call me on that. But like, I'm gonna go ahead and say that like those are like double H like implants at the very least, because no like normal woman of that body stature would have like ever been able to produce those type of milk jugs.
Those are Z's.
C's?
Z's.
Z's. Oh, Z's. I was like, C's? What kind of tits are you looking at, buddy? Like, that's ridiculous.
Zoology, because that beast is ridiculous.
Them udders are creamy.
Oh my god, dude. Jesus.
Like that reminds me of like those those like fake padded bras that women would wear that'd be full of like wine. That would be like the perfect thing to bring like 2 like giant jugs of wine along with you to like a concert.
Jugs.
Big jugs of wine, get it? Hey.
And slap that bag right there.
Like this is just like to me like the fact that like this is like her regular like outfit. This is just like what like this is how I feel comfortable, guys. Don't judge me. You're judging. I don't like it. And like so then now we'll go
yoga pants, but like you know what I mean, like those are the butt cheeks and then the arms, like it just the design of it. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so like and here's Andy No sharing, and it looks like at the bottom one looks like Andy No is sharing the Whiskey Capitalist. Looks like it. Natural to me. Plus it's chilly out. Yeah, no, this looks like it's been those photos were taken on the set of Friends. So.
Yeah, exactly. This is Jennifer Aniston now because got that 60-year-old sag.
Yeah, so this is Oakville. This is like in Ontario, Canada. I'm gonna go and switch over to the other one now, where you can actually see the video because this is just too much, man. Too much indecence. Let me see here. We gotta go to Chrome tab. No, I gotta add it back in here. I think. How do I do that? Ugh, I hate the internet. Oh wait, this is a Chrome tab, right? Oh my god, I fucking hate the internet. I hate the internet. I'm gonna just open up a new one.
You have to love hate, you know.
It's so frustrating, dude, because I just constantly clicking links here, boom, 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 doing this, doing that, and go there. We're all set for this. Now I'm all set. Okay, now I go back over here. Share. Yeah, you know what? It is wonky doing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. Perfect. Alrighty. So this is the first one.
This is what I was gonna share with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Because all right, we can do this too. We can just share like the letter itself as well. Because this came out this is a letter from the school, and there's we are aware of discussion on social media and the media regarding Oakville. Trafalgar High School. We would like to take this opportunity to reiterate that our community that we are committed to establishing and maintaining a safe, caring, inclusive, equitable, and that's probably the key word right there, and welcoming, learning and working environment for all students and staff. So essentially, they're not going to do anything about it. That's their way out of it. They're like, we're not going to do anything about this because we don't see anything wrong with this. How could you not see something wrong with this? Because we're going to go to the next one, and this was shot in the classroom. And to me, I'm like, oh man, like them titties are going to get cut.
That's what I was saying. The fucking pucker factor on this is like, oh my god, dude. Even like, what are you doing?
It's like I feel like you need to have safety goggles on those things too. It's like, and then just like, all right, just wait, we gotta back this up just a hair. Like, look at the body proportions to this whole fucking thing. It's so insane.
You have like football butt pads on the sides too. Like,
well, I mean, like, because you know the dude probably has no ass as well. So like, you know, it's like I need to have a little bit of an ass to go with my tits.
yeah, it's like Jesus Christ, dude.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me real hard.
Oh my God,
He's building a pit right now to be able to hold all the fatties that he's gonna skin later.
you do that too well. Okay, do you practice that at home?
All the time.
Your wife come in. What the fuck are you doing? What you do, mate?
Would you fuck me? Oh God. I just like just chopping wood here, you know, nothing crazy.
Well, I don't think that's the first time.
Yeah.
Wood.
Yeah. Here's your morning wood, kids. It's a fucking like this is a dude, and how the fuck are any of those? God bless those kids who are keeping straight faces.
This is a woman. YouTube, don't get mad.
All right, YouTube, you're right. This is a woman. This is not what, you know, the whiskey capitalist represents. I admonish myself. This is a woman, and the kids are doing a fantastic job keeping a straight face of how ridiculous this woman looks.
Yup.
How ridiculous is the fact that they try to even make that like the school's going to stand by this. Like there's absolutely no excuse. No excuse.
It looks like fucking Hopper. That's David Harbour with fucking a Cersei wig on.
No, that's Robert Paulson. His name was Robert Paulson.
Jesus
Meatloaf's giant tits.
Dude, that's ridiculous, dude. Like, I mean, I'm just gonna say there's probably not a bra for that size.
Well, obviously, why do you think that we're just seeing straight fucking nipples poking out? Like, and like even in this shot right here, it's like nipples.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's probably why we're seeing nipple, because there's not a bra for that size for them to wear. I'm just gonna say them because I don't. Whatever.
Well, good for you. Good for you. You're adhering to the verbiage, and like
well, no, because I'm speaking in fucking public on YouTube. If me and you were speaking on the phone, I would say.
Okay, fair enough.
Wait, did I mute?
I guess I don't know.
Did you not hear anything?
It's a fucking joke.
No, I heard all of it. You didn't mute at all.
Oh man.
Sorry. Yeah, I should probably be a little bit more cautious about that, but I'm not.
Yeah, you remember that thing that we're, saying about being on the network now that we're on YouTube? Just,
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna have to, watch out for myself. I guess, Shawn over here is the
wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to keep it under control, but the thing is that there's certain times where I just I just let it rip. I'm like, wow, yeah, I'm just gonna call it out for what it is, because this is just it's sad that the schools are just allowing for this type of behavior to happen in front of kids. I don't know. To me, it's just like it should never even exist.
It's after the 2-hour mark is when we can say things.
Then we can say harsher things.
The truth. Yeah. No, it's just ridiculous, man. It's like did you watch the little Crowder thing that came out this morning?
Mm-mm.
He was doing the talking with people. It's a new segment that he has where he just goes out on the
because he can't go to college campuses anymore.
Yeah, and so he just goes out on the streets of Dallas and just like talks with random people, asks them questions. And this time when he was out there, I'm sure there's going to be a longer extended piece about it, but he was talking with a gay guy. And the gay guy was like, can you just, change my voice and, blur me out of the video? Cause I just don't want any repercussions from it, from speaking about it. But he was just like, dude, like it, cause he was a gay guy, and he was like, I feel that the LG and B should be completely separate from all the stuff that's going on right now, because all I wanted was gay marriage or civil union or like all this extra stuff that's going on. It's getting crazy. And Crowder was like, yeah, dude, like why does it have to be around kids? Like the whole, with, in Florida with the Don't Say Gay bill, and the gay guy even like interjected and was like, it doesn't say gay in the bill at all. It's just no sexualization around kids.
Because he was speaking to somebody that actually had a little bit of information and was informed about the topic and not absolutely out of their mind, just like brainwashed.
Yeah. And he literally said that the gay guy was saying that like, it's ridiculous that being just gay is now like transphobic or something. And he's like, what? Like, how does that make sense? You know what I mean?
And this is kind of like where, I think that there's a lot of weirdness when it comes to like the Q part of like LGBTQ, because like now it's like, it's not enough to just be like gay. Like you have to have like other things about you as well to kind of like continue to make you more interesting. But like, why is it about being interesting and not just about like, identifying like who you are for like, what you're into essentially, so I don't identify by my sexuality. I don't identify by any of that type of stuff. Like even when it comes down to like religion and things like that, like, there's things that like I believe in that maybe like not everybody else that is like Christian might believe as well. So like, I don't know, like why does it have to be like you have to follow suit with like the party, like all that type of stuff.
With me, it's, like I said, I can understand, I can understand different points. Doesn't mean I believe, the opinion or I agree with it, whatever. I can understand and empathize to a point where it's like, I understand that, we're both, straight guys. Like we're used to being straight. That's the, the majority of people are straight. So like and that's kind of the norm if you want to use that,
sure.
What heteronormative or whatever, fucking language you want to use. So, I mean, I can understand that from our perspective, it seems, odd to just be like, oh, my sexuality is my identity. And that's all that I am. But it's like, dude, like that doesn't make me who I am as a person. It doesn't form all my opinions. It forms some of them, obviously.
Yeah. But I think like most gay people, most like reasonably like sane gay people, they don't view that as like their personality. Like that's just like part of who they are, it's just like an added factor into the whole thing. They like, put it to you this way, they don't go to meetups and they don't go to like every rally that's like for like something that they might believe in or something like that. It's just, I don't know, to me it's part of like the whole indoctrination, and it's part of brainwashing, that's where people are like following suit without actually thinking things out critically. And that's the important part for me. It's like, do you really believe in what like these new changes are, what's happening in schools and stuff like that? It's like, well, no. Then like, I think that should tell you that maybe like the organization, if they're, I guess it is like considered like an organization at this point, because like they have backing, they have all kinds of different funding that comes in from different corporations. Like what, I don't know, like maybe there's something to that where like maybe you don't have to follow suit with all that. Just be your own person.
It brings up something kind of funny. So so on Saturday, Jen and I went to Disneyland, right? Because our passes end Thursday for our year passes that we paid for. So we're trying to get in, and her favorite time is like Halloween, the decoration, all that shit.
Oh yeah, it's the best. Yeah,
Halloween and Christmas, the decorations they do, I'll give fucking Disneyland their props on that, their decorations and their theming and like all that stuff. It's really fucking cool. And also California Adventure out here, they some weekends they close at like 6 p.m. for like the Oogie Boogie Bash or like whatever, and so they close it off. It's like this kind of, you pay extra to go into that little thing. And so we haven't been able to see all the decorations at night. Because, I mean, there's decorations, but when it's lit up and the tree, all that stuff, it's a lot different. So anyways, we get there and I'm like seeing all these like red shirts. And I'm like, that's weird. There's a lot of groups. Because, when people go to Disneyland or a theme park, it's like a family or whatever, they'll like wear the matching shirt kind of thing, which, whatever, that's, you do you. But, and I was like, we were walking in downtown Disney from the parking structure before we get into Disneyland. And I was like, why are we, whatever. And then I see, because at Disneyland, they don't have it's not officially on the calendar or this or whatever, but they have gay days at Disneyland. And so, and I see like a gay days thing on the shirt, and I looked at Jen and I was like, really? Is that right now? And she goes, oh yeah, I learned that like a couple days ago before we before we went. And there's one thing that I asked her, which I don't understand. I don't understand why gay guys are more feminine. They talk more feminine. They walk more feminine. They act more than women a lot of the times. I don't. It doesn't make sense to me.
So like I've had this same kind of a thought process before as well. And, you know, I don't, not to say that I have a solution or an answer for you by any means, but like, I think one of the most interesting parts is that it's an accent that, you know, doesn't exist anywhere in the world. It's just in that community. And it's strange that like, it can develop in any part of the world. It doesn't matter where, like if you're from like, Europe, if you're from like the Florida, if you're from like Nebraska, if like you're that like feminine gay, you're gonna have that type of like the I don't know, like movements, like the limp wrist, and you're gonna talk like this, and you're gonna have it's an inflection of like the language that, like, I'm not really sure where that ever developed and who said like that was gonna be like. I don't want to call it a standard either, because there's a lot of like, you know, like think about like even like the Bears, like the big burly axe, like, you know, wielding like gay guys, like those guys, like they act like normal dudes. And, you know, like there's even just like the more masculine gays in general, like for like men, of course, like now with women, there's the lipstick lesbians and stuff like that, where you would never be able to know unless like they told you that they were gay, you know?
Yeah.
So like, it's not like an overwhelming thing of like, oh, well, this is just like, now that I'm gay, this is how I talk, this is how I walk, this is everything. But I always found it so strange how there were certain people who just like, this is me now. And like, they go all Rip Taylor with like confetti in all their pockets all the time. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, no, like what it's weird. It's almost like, you know, dare I say, a little sexist to a point, because like
I think drag queens are the real sexist thing, but yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is it's like it's almost like a gay guy is trying to act more feminine and act like what they think a female sounds like or a female acts like, but they go overboard. So it seems like kind of almost a sexist thing, like, oh, this is what we perceive women to be.
Well, drag queens are actually what gay people think a woman is, because like it's mocking women. Like that's a gay person's interpretation of a woman when they do like the crazy like over the top makeup with the big hair, and like they're like doing like the weird dance moves and stuff like that. Like to me, like that's like them mocking women. Like that should be considered sexist, but instead it's praised and it's thought of being brave and courageous and all types of, and thought of as mainstream entertainment these days. In fact, there's a major music festival in my area that just posted a tweet, which I'll have to send it to you later. I don't have it right now. Where they posted a thing where they're bringing drag queens to an October festival in the area. I'm like, why? Like they're not related, like in the least. Like, I don't know. It's not in June. So like that's like your gay pride month. Like it's not in June. It's not like a festival about like, you know, drag queens. It's Oktoberfest, you know, it's about like beer and brats and like, you know, just German culture essentially.
Yeah, let's ask the Germans how they felt about trans.
Yeah, well, that's a whole.
How about no?
That's a whole other thing. But again, I'm just saying, like, to me, like, really, like this is like where they want to like bring that type of entertainment into, and then on top of that, like, who knows what time of day it's going to be, and there's no other details besides that. Besides just saying that they were gonna have them there. So I don't know where that leaves us. It
kind of is almost like it kind of is almost like the blackface for women.
For that, well, for gays.
What I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, it's mocking women. Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, I get you.
And using it for an entertainment and monetary. You know, it's like, you know, a grift. You know.
Oh yeah, it's like we'll call it glitter face.
Yeah, it's a glift. No, I mean it's just. It's just kind of crazy. Hey, you know, again, like I've said a bunch of times, man, do yourself, like whatever you don't do you. That's weird, but like, you know, like whatever, you know, float your boat. Cool. Unless it has to do with kids, man, just have it. Just
And like honestly, I've said it before as well too. I've been to drag shows before, and they can be a lot of fun in the adult, with a bunch of adults and stuff like that. It's adult entertainment. You go, you laugh, you have a good time. It's supposed to be like jokes and whatnot. Honestly, the more fun ones I've been to were the ones that were like kind of more comedy influenced, more so than like the ones that it's really awkward and weird when they take it very seriously, and then like they're doing their art form like doing like silks or something like that. Like this is like, you know, kind of like borderline weird now. Like I don't like this. Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable. But like
it's like a feeling that you can't explain and you can't pinpoint, but it's uncomfortable to a point.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like so it's not for me, and that's fine. So I'm not saying it shouldn't exist. Go ahead, by all means. You do your own thing, I suppose, but like still, no, it's just like something that like, you know, I don't think it shouldn't be anywhere near kids, and like it shouldn't be at like public events, you know, like that. It should be for 21 and older crowd, just like how it's always been in the past, or at least 18 and older. 18 and older is fine too.
It shouldn't be normalized to the point where it's around kids.
Right, that's all we're getting at.
You know, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. But I think we are good on that. Unless you had more on.
No, I'm good with that. I was gonna start bringing up the Alex Stein stuff.
Yes, Primetime 99.
Yeah, Primetime 99. Alex Stein on the grind. Here we go. Pimp on a blimp.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's start with the Dan Crenshaw stuff, because that's the good shit, dude. All right, here we go. And over here, add to stream. There he is. Confronting Crenshaw. Let's
Dan, you're just such a little loser.
Can you hear it?
He's trying to grab my thing. Look, you're too slow. He's too slow, Navy SEAL. It's funny, Dan, how you said you're tall. Yeah, I'm small, but I'm so much taller than you, Dan. I'm so much bigger than.
Let me ask you, can you hear it?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
You're a little sad little boy. I'm the little one. Imagine me calling you out because you're a globalist. Oh, I got a job. I work for the Blaze. I make a lot of money. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do, Dan. Yeah, I make a lot of money. Yeah, I'm a loser.
This is the guy who tells veterans that their service.
Yeah, because those are weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist. So I'm anti-war. Yeah. I'm anti-war because I don't believe. Did you guys find any weapons of mass destruction?
Yeah, I was gonna stop over here.
He's Crenshaw's a piece of shit for many reasons, but for him he does exactly what the left is doing. He miss. Whoa! Reset it. I'm sorry. It's a nipple. I wiped my brain of what I was talking about. But anyways, no. He does exactly what the left does. He misrepresents what is being said. What Alex Stein was saying is that there weren't the weapons of mass destruction that were found. So a lot of the military people that died during all of that were, you know, he wasn't downplaying their deaths and wasn't, you know, speaking ill of the dead. He was just saying that a lot of them died for misinformation. And that's really what like Alex Stein has been trying to push, and so Dan Crenshaw tries to flip it, saying like, oh, you're saying that they died for nothing. He's saying that veterans died for nothing. Like, yeah, he is saying that, but he's saying it with a different context because the government lied. Yeah, he's not you know, talking down to the military members. He's talking
not at all.
He's talking to the people that are high up in the military making those decisions.
Yeah, here, let me find that spot again.
I make a lot of money. Yeah, because those are weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist. So I'm anti-war. Yeah. I'm anti-war because I don't believe. Did you guys find any weapons of mass destruction?
As a matter of fact, we did.
Oh, where was?
So now he's like, yeah, matter of fact, we did. We found weapons of mass destruction. Like, that's arguable.
You know, I mean, there's a difference between like weapons of mass destruction. When talking about that, we're talking about nuclear bombs. We're talking,
but it's also like, well, when did you find them? Did you find them when we were looking for them, like initially, under Saddam Hussein? Did you find them there? No, you didn't.
And again, like I'm anti-war and being in other countries that we don't need to be in. You know, this Ukraine shit. You know, even fucking Vietnam, there's so many situations where we don't need to be involved, and it's cost us money, it's cost us lives, it's cost us, so much shit, and I don't think we should be there. But that doesn't mean that I'm against, so obviously the 9/11 stuff happened, and you can have your opinions on who did, whatever. But I do believe if we are attacked on our own soil, or we are attacked, if we weren't in other countries, then the attacks on our military, they would be less because that we weren't there. But if we're attacked on our own soil, like with 9/11, then yeah, I do believe in retaliation and for an act like that. But I don't believe that we should be in other countries for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Weapons of mass destruction.
You're actually going to go down this route, Alex.
Yeah, because we don't have any weapons of mass destruction.
You're looking like a fool right now.
You're telling veterans, you're the one that's giving more money to Ukraine. We have a homelessness. We have so many issues here in America. Who cares more about Ukraine? Yeah, it was. You guys' service was wasted.
You're disgusting.
He's disgusting for that, dude. Saying that, you're saying that your service was wasted. No, I'm saying the people that were put in charge of giving you your orders, they were the ones that were wasting your resource. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sorry.
You are the modern day version.
I'm the modern day version. You worry more about Ukraine than
and see how he's redirecting it now, and so he's like, we're going to talk about Vietnam veterans now. He's trying to move away from talking about WMDs because Alex Stein already made his point about that. So he's like, all right, now we're going to talk about Vietnam because you're shitting on those veterans too. It's like, oh, he didn't start there, but we can go there if you need to.
He's a right leftist. He's using the same exact talking points and strategies in talking. He just can't. We were talking about accountability on the Twitter space today. You can't, have accountability for something and then move on to the next thing. You have to just immediately change the subject because you're losing an argument.
Well, it's like we called him before. He's a rhino. He's Republican in name only. Oh my God, again with this. The page resets, and I don't know why it automatically resets like that. But we were at a minute.
Oh, was that Swalwell?
Yeah.
You guys' service was wasted in our America. You don't care about Texas. Why don't you take care of America? You don't care. That's your problem, Dan. You don't care about America. You don't care about Texas.
He's a global homo.
Do you think there's an invasion?
You used to be a comedian,
Is there an invasion on our border right now?
You used to be a comedian.
Is there an invasion on our border right now?
Maybe you should go back
I
to that,
still am a comedian. Is there an invasion
on our
border? Will you admit that there's an invasion on our border?
He's joking on you pretty damn hard there, Crenshaw.
But why do you give $80 billion to Ukraine? Why do you give $80 billion to Ukraine?
I think you're getting the numbers wrong there, buddy.
And that's a big one right there, too. Oh, you think you got the numbers wrong. Wait, so there was 2 definite $40 billion checks sent over to Ukraine, and there's been more since then as well. It's I think you got the numbers wrong. Yeah, you're right. It's probably higher.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what was reported.
You got the numbers wrong, Alex. Oh, okay. Why don't you tell us? Set the record straight then, Crenshaw. Give us the real number. Oh, is it closer to 90 billion?
Yeah. To be fair, also, I will say that Alex Stein is a lot. He is extra, and he's talking a lot.
Yeah, but he does it on purpose because his whole thing is to overwhelm you.
I'm not saying that it's not on purpose. I'm not saying that I don't like it to a point, but I can understand how talking with that sort of personality and talking against that is difficult to interject and do that. Sometimes me and you are we're both very passionate about things. We keep going on, so I understand that to a point, but also this isn't the first time he's been confronted about stuff, just not in this manner, I would say.
Yeah, and also you have to remember that Alex Stein is not going to be the guy for a discourse on this. On the street, he's there to, berate you with comments and pretty much put you on the spot. So he's not looking for a real exchange from Crenshaw. He's looking to blast him and be like, hey, you're fake. You're a phony. I'm going to put it out there on the internet, and let's just see if we can get a reaction out of you.
What are we at, 100 billion now?
No, it's not even close.
What are we up to now, Dan? And they even say none of those weapons even go to the front lines. So why don't you start caring about America?
Actually, they do.
You don't care about America at all, Dan. You're a globalist, you're a traitor, you're a dwarf. There's Dan Crenshaw. Come on.
You're a dwarf.
Oh, I'm a piece of shit. You're the one that's a globalist. You're killing young children for no reason, sending them to war for nothing.
I gotta be ID, man. Yeah, you're harassing a member, an officer, controlling a harassing a member.
Am I under arrest?
No, you're being stopped in the ID facility. Not right now, you're being stopped. I just need some identification.
future reference, when you're wanting to interview members, you cannot physically stop them from going their way.
I'm not trying to talk back. I didn't physically stop anybody.
I'm just letting you know from what we were getting from members of the public was that you were harassing members that were trying to go back and forth to their votes. You are not allowed to do that, so I'm going to let you know the rules and the laws that you are being told that you are breaking.
I just like his stone cold stare into the camera. Just
am I allowed to leave?
You are allowed to leave.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. This is just trying to ask
because he's not looking at her having the conversation. He's looking at his phone. He's like, yeah.
Well, and what I love is that he doesn't even respond to yes, I understand, blah blah. He's like, can I leave? Like that was his response after she was just fucking word salad.
Yeah, here's another good one.
Like, it's like she didn't or he didn't stop him at all. He was walking alongside him and talking to him. He didn't stop him at all. And by the way, like the Marjorie Taylor Greene talk, I don't know if you heard, was talking about kiwi farms and saying how kiwi farms should be brought down. I don't agree with that at all.
Well, we could talk about that some more too, because it all goes back to the whole Keffels and it goes back into like what things that we've talked about before as well. But so let's do more Alex Stein. Let's do Alex Stein with Dan Crenshaw again before we go to the other ones. Here's another one.
Dan, I'm with the one, the only. I run into the man. The one, the only, Dan Crenshaw. I patch McCain. But Dan, why are you retweeting Dave Portnoy saying he wants me to fail? F me. Why'd you retweet all that? I'm going to put it in the video, but why'd you retweet all that?
What do you think, Alex?
I know, but why don't you like me? We're both from Texas. I can help you out. You're just not America first. You're a globalist. You're giving more money to Ukraine.
You assaulted a 65-year-old woman.
I didn't touch. You're such a liar. We have it on tape. See, this guy's still lying. I bet McCain is out here still lying. You're so full of it, dude. That's why you're gonna lose, dude. I know you don't know. You don't think that. It's gonna happen, guys. This guy's a traitor.
Are you an adult?
You're a globalist. Yeah, I'm an adult calling you out. You lost your eye for weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist.
Okay, he again, like I said with the last video, he is enlisting leftist talking strategies instead of addressing the actual accusations or whatever. It's ad hominem attacks, and it's are you an adult? Or didn't you used to be a comedian? Oh, blah, blah. It's all. I'm not saying that he didn't call him Eye Patch McCain, and there weren't whatever, but like he's making valid points about things, and it's like you're not defending against those. You're changing all these subjects instead, and it's like, dude, like, come on, man.
Yeah, definitely. Now, we'll just go to the last one, which is Schwalwell.
Oh, good God.
And then, because like the other one is just going to be Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is just basically a dick sucking thing where it's just like, you're so amazing. This time we don't need to go.
I don't need to. Yeah, that whatever.
But like, nothing wrong with Marjorie Taylor Greene though. Like, she's awesome. But like,
she is to a point. But again, like we've been talking about accountability, like on the Twitter space and on here, you need to hold people accountable for when they do wrong. And I think that Marjorie Taylor Greene's thing on the Kiwi Farms thing, just because she's a conservative doesn't mean that I'm going to agree with her on her.
Oh, you don't have to agree with everything on her. In fact, for a long time, I didn't really care for her at all as like a politician. And then like she started really kind of like making waves, like for me, especially with the America First stuff, like just like the past like a couple of years after COVID and when I was like, oh wow, yeah, like she definitely was like somebody I was like paying attention to after that.
Yeah,
let's go to this guy real quick.
I would just rather not. I would just rather not be exactly like Democrats or the left and not hold our own accountable when they say things. I
would agree with that. I would absolutely agree. We're like, we need to hold everybody on the right accountable as well, especially with what they're saying and what they're doing, because, we're the ones that got to like vote them in or vote them out, so, and get better representation if we don't think that we're being represented correctly. That's the important thing. We're going to see a lot of that happening coming this November for sure.
Yep.
Eric.
Fang
Is this Fang Fang the Chinese spy, Eric? Remember when you slept with that Chinese spy, Eric? Why don't you ever talk about that, Fang Fang? Remember you're banging Fang Fang? Did she give you anal? People are saying that she gave you an insertion. Is that true? This is the guy's banging Chinese spies. Nobody investigates you, Eric. Why is that? Nobody investigates this guy banging Chinese spies. Like,
yeah. I think that was the end of it too. But
yeah, it's so ridiculous.
Oh, and then of course, then there's this too, where Alex Stein just shows up in the background trolling.
Delivering by
so like
bus.
this is like this is just already happening like as a news report at MSNBC, and Alex Stein just in the background.
Since April, delivering by bus these migrants to Washington, D.C. And this morning, 101 men, women, and children were dropped off right here. And Governor Greg Abbott has taken credit. Yasmin, I'm going to send this back to you right now.
Yeah, Gary, I know you got a little bit of a head.
Okay, obviously the troll is hilarious and it's a good giggle, but is it annoying as fuck? Kind of.
Well, like, because like, all right, so that guy didn't do anything wrong. Like that reporter, he's just doing his job. And like, and Alex is I'm 99 on the grind the whole time. I'm pimp on a pimp, man. It's just going like crazy.
The initial reaction, that's fucking hilarious. But I gotta be honest and gotta stay on it. Like,
yeah, and that's the part where I was always like on the fence with them before, because I was like, dude, like, can you like not do that all the time? But like,
you like lay off the fucking what's the fucking the hyperactive drug, the
Ritalin?
Not Ritalin, maybe, but it's what a lot of like college kids use to like
Adderall.
Yeah, like a little less Adderall, maybe. Like that's what I just get from. I get that he just. Like it seems to me his personality just fucking rails out lines of Adderall.
Yeah, well, the guy doesn't do any drugs or doesn't smoke or nothing like that. He I think he had friends who like passed from like drugs, and he just is like, I'm just not going to do any of that. So like Alex Stein's completely bone sober every time when he's out there doing this type of thing. He's just high energy like all the time, just go, which gotta commend him for that. Like, like that's a lot of work. It's a lot of like running around like and finding all these news reporters and like harassing the hell out of Congress people.
Yeah, I mean it is it's one again, like I said, gotta hold people accountable. And I'm not saying that it isn't funny and it doesn't get them riled up, or it doesn't get them, kind of off their game a little bit. But it's sometimes it's like, all right.
And I think that's the important thing you're bringing up right there, getting them off their like,
they're not used to getting called out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So because what's his face on the Blaze, Chad Prather, after it was after the whole AOC incident thing on the steps, Chad was like, yeah, he shouldn't have done that. And they just called him. I was like, yeah, it's not something I would do. It's funny, but I don't think that he should have done it. Like, he's just calling him out on it.
And I agree with that to a point, but it's like someone has to do it. And
she plays the victim so much, man. Like if there was one person in Congress that kind of deserved to be like kind of like put in the spot like that, it was her.
It was her or Schiff.
Mm-hmm.
Or Pelosi or any of the squad.
Yeah, but I don't think Pelosi would realize what was happening, and like I don't even know if Alex Stein would be able to get that close to Pelosi.
Yeah,
like because like she's probably surrounded by like just like security the entire time.
Trevor, you bring up a good point. He wouldn't get any views if he tried to have a calm debate on the side. Like, and I completely understand that. I'm not.
He's not a Steven Crowder.
I'm not taking that away from him. I'm basically just saying you can have two sides of an opinion at the same time. Like I'm glad he does that because he calls them out and he does all that stuff. But sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it rubs me the wrong way. And I'm not saying that I'm right about it. I just it's the way that's my gut reaction to it. So some of them deserve it. Sometimes there should be a different way. But again, I don't know what that different way would be. So I'm not the right person to really talk about that. But anyways, sorry, I cut you off in the middle of saying something.
No, it's all good. I was just basically going off about like the whole AOC thing. I was like, she would be like the one person that probably deserved it. Like Nancy Pelosi would have too much security. You wouldn't be able to get close enough to her. I don't know. I think like there's a time and a place for like the trolling where it's kind of like entertaining, but like if we kind of leave it at like the entertainment factor, then I think it's in like the right place.
Yeah.
But like if we're looking for like some type of like a debate, like he's not a Steven Crowder. He's not going to he's not, I mean, like, yes, Alex Stein is like, he's aware of like the talking points. He does his homework. He's like aware of like, you know, what the debate would turn into, because he doesn't stop talking. That's his whole thing. Like, he just keeps pop. It just like, keeps rattling off things. But like the difference is
kind of rubs me the wrong. Is like, if you're gonna have a discussion, let them
it's
answer.
not a discussion.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, it's.
Because like, again, like that's why he's not Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder is the guy who sits down and be like, hey, will you speak with me? And like, I'll have these points with you and I'll debate you and I'll give you your time to talk as well.
Yeah. You know, yeah, exactly. They're two sides of the same content coin. Like, you know what I mean? Like Crowder is more like, he's funny and he's, you know, has some gotcha stuff and, you know, has whatever, but he's more like, I'll have a discussion, I'll have a debate with you, change my mind. And then Alex Stein is definitely more the like boom, 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 boom.
You're
boom.
wrong. Yeah. Like Alex Stein's the guy who's going to call you out and say, you're wrong. And I don't want to like even like give you like the time of day.
Yeah. And I see where you're coming from. It is impossible to have the best best of both worlds. I get that. It's just, sometimes it's one of those things where it's like, I think Alex Stein has a good mind for politics and for, you know, for point making and all that. It's just sometimes he needs to kind of like learn how to back off for a second at least, just because you want to knock someone off their pedestal, or you want to get someone off their game to a point like he does, but then at the same time, kind of like the reason why I like Rogan to a point, because he lets people talk, and by letting people talk, you kind of hear more, and they kind of can talk themselves in circles, or they can say shit that they don't mean to, like with the Zuckerberg stuff.
Yeah, but before you continue on with that, Rogan,
saying like with the Zuckerberg stuff, when he kept talking about with the FBI, you know, talking about the FBI, he said that on his own. It wasn't Rogan asked him about the FBI. It was just kind of, it came out as he talked more. So, you know,
but the difference is that Rogan has 3 hours to sit there and talk to somebody, and Alex Stein's got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, true. I get,
and they're not the same.
Yeah, no, I get that point too. I'm just saying that there are the ability to have different tactics, and with Alex Stein's mind for politics and mind for points and mind for seeing things in a different way, I think using that mind of it, but in a different kind of context, would be very useful. It's just, yes, walking down the street, doing the man on the street kind of thing. It doesn't always work that way. You know what I mean? So I get that, but I think we should do the little bit of the Biden stuff before we get out of here.
Yeah, I agree. Let's bring that up. So this is just a clip that I pulled out, which is basically like the best highlight of the whole thing. This is probably a great like ending video too, to be perfectly honest, because like the interview, like Biden really thought that this was going his direction, and like the interview definitely was not attacking, but it was bringing up like honest facts, like just like honest points, and be like, hey, so like you're like the oldest president ever, like, and like people are worried about your mental focus and like your mental ability. What do you have to say to those people? And his response is like from another planet, and like it's like, so we will sit here and we'll probably try to dissect some of it, and maybe we'll make a little bit more sense of it, because like you got to like speak the Bidenese and like kind of like put it all together. So here we go.
True and honest shopper pressure.
You are the oldest president ever.
Pretty good shape, huh?
Hey, check out my calves.
You want to go fight, fat?
Which leads to my next question. You are more aware of this than anyone. Some people ask whether you are fit for the job. And when you hear that, I wonder what you think.
Come on, man. Honest to God, that's all I think. Watch me. If you think I don't have the energy level.
Rewind it just a little bit.
Okay.
I want to hear what his response was before the, come on, man.
Oh, this is watch me. Yeah.
Watch me.
I just a long pause is what I'm saying. Like
go. Oh, okay. Yeah. The long
I wonder what you think.
Watch me.
Oh my God.
Honest to God, that's all I think. Watch me. If you think I don't have the energy level or the mental acuity, then that's one thing. It's another thing of just watch and keep my schedule. Do what I'm doing. I think that.
I wake up in the morning. Jill makes me my pancakes. I put my slippers on. I read the morning funny pages, and then my Secret Service people they take me for a nice walk.
Yeah, no, I like the ones written by the Negroes.
And then they bring me all kinds of little girls, and they always smell like cinnamon and strawberries, and I love it. It's just the nicest way to wake up in the morning. And then I gotta go places. I gotta meet people. I gotta go to my favorite ice cream shop. There's so many things I gotta do in my day.
I really like Magilla Gorilla.
Yeah.
Do you love black people?
You ever watch that gorilla? Yeah, man, that gorilla's purple.
You know the thing.
I've never seen a purple gorilla before. That's an interesting show, man.
So I know about roaches.
Corn Pops.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Oh boy.
You know, I don't. When I sit down with our NATO allies and keep them together, I don't have them saying, "Wait a minute, well, how old are you? What did they say?
Who are you? What are you saying? Did he fall asleep again?" I put
my pants on 2 legs at a time, just like you.
I poop my pants. What's going on here? I gotta get rid of all these other links in here or other tabs, because one of them just started playing audio from from one of the other tabs.
Yeah, turn off your Pornhub, dude. Come on.
I'm sorry. I was trying to search for as soon as the thread was, or as soon as the stream was done.
You sound like Biden right now.
as soon as the stream's done, my pants are gonna get dropped.
It's a matter of that old expression: the proof of the pudding's in the eating. I mean, I respect
the proof of the pudding's in the eating.
I think it's just the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding is the old phrase there, buddy. You gotta eat the pudding. How else are you gonna know what's in it?
I mean, it's pretty ballsy of him to use pudding in a statement when Cosby ruined that one.
Well, kids love pudding.
Yeah.
the fact that people would say, you're old, and so I think it relates to how much energy you have and whether or not the job you're doing is one consistent with what any person of any age would be able
Hold on, rewind it a little bit. It looks
there's a lot. There's a lot to take out in right there.
Well, I'm just saying, it looks like he loses where he's talking, because he's like talking to him and then just kind of like.
Well, after he says the pudding, then he starts losing it. The proof's in the pudding when you eat it.
Would say,
gotta get rid of the proof. Gotta get rid of the evidence.
You're old, but I think it relates to how much energy you have and whether or not the job you're doing is one consistent with what any person of any age would be able to do.
Right there.
Which is he just called himself, I guess I'm not so good at the job.
I poop my pants.
Yeah, obviously someone with a little bit more was a consistency wouldn't be pooping themselves when they go and meet the Pope. The poop
would be able to do.
How would you say your mental focus is?
Now this is the question. This is the one where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy actually said this.
Anytime someone asks him about his about that, it was in the debates, I think, and he's like, "You just check my message, go fill my mental fitness."
Yeah, but this answer that he gives, I won't even stop it. We're gonna listen to it, and then we're gonna go back and we will try to dissect this, because you got to hear the whole thing. You're like, wait, what did any of this connect?
Oh, it's focused. I haven't, look, I have trouble even saying to myself, my own head, the number of years. I no more think of myself as being as old as I am than fly. I mean, it's just not, I haven't observed anything in terms of, there's not things I don't do now that I did before, whether it's physical or mental or anything else.
Okay, so there's a lot
what are you talking about, man?
There's so much to unpack in there.
Come on, man.
You are fake news.
So he goes on about he's talking about years. There's so many years and years and years. And I'm assuming he's talking about years in office, and then he's talking about his age. But when he starts talking about a fly, and then there's I don't know. I'm stuttering trying to even just dissect it to figure it out.
Okay, it's like you remember Stuttering John from Howard Stern?
Barely. I didn't really watch a lot of Howard Stern.
Okay, Stuttering John, he was one of the people that was on the panel or whatever. He would stutter while he was talking. So, here's Stuttering Joe. And then also I can understand some of his points. I can understand where he was trying to go with it, but he didn't explain them well. He just jumped from one to the next. You know what I mean? It's like when you're in an argument with a significant other, being a guy and a woman, and there's an argument, they can't stay on one thing. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing that we were talking about with Dan Crenshaw, where it's like you get them on a point and then they just move on to the next thing instead of accepting accountability. It's like that same sort of argumentative or speech pattern. Right. It's ridiculous, but keep going.
All right, I just want to dissect this thing now.
Okay.
Oh, it's focused. I haven't. Look.
So right now he's like, all right, I have to put a consistent thought together right now. I have to make one strong sentence that shows that I have mental focus. The question is mental focus. So be focused in your response. And he's like, I've got this, guys. Uh-oh,
I pooped.
Yeah, he's right now he's like, oh shit, it's just leaking out of my ass. Oh God, help me.
I have trouble even saying to myself my own head the number of years.
So right there, I'm thinking he's realizing I've been in office for a long time. I know what I'm doing. He's trying to be like, listen, guys, I know what I'm doing. I've got this. Yeah,
I no more think of myself as being as old as I am than fly.
I don't understand fly.
More think of myself.
More think of myself than fly. I don't understand that at all. I don't think there's anything to tie that together. But I think he's trying to say like he doesn't realize how old he is. He's like, oh, I don't even think about my age. I just do the work. I think that's what he's trying to get across.
That's what I was saying. Like, I understand the basic concepts of what he was trying to say, but he's a fucking a TikTok, and he doesn't get. You know what I mean?
Yes, I totally know what you mean.
I'm kind of retarded.
Go. Thanks, AJ.
It's just not. I haven't observed anything in terms of. There's not things I don't do now that.
So he's trying to say like I've never seen a time that I wasn't able to perform the job to task.
Yeah, so you're not paying attention to the last 2 years.
Well, he thinks that he's been doing a good job because like his handlers are patting him on the head like you're doing a great job.
The puppet masters lost control of the remote during that response. Yeah, pretty much. This is why they don't let him fucking speak without a prompter. This is why they don't let him speak in front of the press. Like, okay, if COVID had started when he was in office and how Trump was doing those daily press conferences doing that, oh my God, dude. The stupidity that would have happened, but also the entertainment gold that it would have been,
Not things I don't do now that I did before, whether it's physical or mental or anything else.
You mean wearing Depends?
Yeah.
Schlong COVID.
But yeah, that's essentially what we're dealing with, and that was the highlights from like the 60 minutes. I was like, wow, that's gold. That's comedy gold.
60 minutes is ridiculous. Like, not like the show, but like the time.
Yeah, but think about like so that wasn't even like that wasn't like hard balls, and it's not softballs either. He threw it right at him. He's like, hey, listen, this is what people are concerned about, because like he's gonna be up for re-election. I'm
surprised that they allowed someone from mainstream news to ask him tough questions.
Well, like they probably reviewed the questions, like without a doubt, like they reviewed the questions. And like, I've heard like the theory before where like, when he's going out for like a big public like speech or something like that, where like they might like inject him full of like Adderall and whatnot, and then like give him like a few days to like rest afterwards. When he has to do like a big public speech or something like that, where there's a chance where he's like all hopped up and he's like, yeah, I got this, and his brain's firing like the synapses are just going crazy in there. So like he's like on fire when he's doing like the address to the union type stuff. But like when it comes to like this thing, they probably like it slipped right under because they're like, oh well, we reviewed the questions. He shouldn't have any problem with this.
Yeah, they'll kid gloves.
Yeah, but like it didn't work out so well.
But he's still a fucking dumbass. So, it's just it's ridiculous.
Yup.
Nice.
A man and a woman.
Yeah, I think it in if anyone if people don't see the damage that he has done, then they're too far gone.
That's what we're looking at right now when it comes to 2024, where people who are still going to continue to vote for like this guy, and despite everything that's happened, because I don't really see that administration turning things around anytime soon. Like it's not in their plans, like in their agenda. It's just kind of like they continue to drive like the U.S. off a cliff.
Yep. To answer your question, from Biden, it would be chocolate chip.
Yeah, chocolate chip.
I think his favorite holiday would have been Easter until the bunny was mean to him last time. That was hilarious, dude. That's what I'm saying. There's so much fucking comedy gold that I wish like places like SNL, when it was still in its,
they won't touch it. They won't touch Biden for whatever reason.
They won't touch it. They like ruined Aviators along with Biden. You know what I mean? Like I see Aviators and I'm like, I can't do that. I
loved Aviators. I still love Aviators. And like, it's just like, I don't want to let Biden claim things that I like, so it's like, if I like chocolate chip ice cream, I would still eat chocolate chip ice cream. I would not be like, well, me and Biden have this in common. I'd just be like, whatever. Like, just don't eat my chocolate chip.
I did that one.
Triggered.
I got triggered too much. My hand was like, no. But yeah. So, I think we're good.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Like, let's wrap this one up. We'll do little plugs and then we're all set.
All right. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to add a couple of things I'm going to add that one. And this one, I believe. Okay, so we can talk about it. Okay, so thank you all for tuning into the Whiskey Capitalist podcast. We always appreciate it. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Dad, Mr. William Archer, for joining in the comments. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow, and comment down below. Obviously, if you're doing a replay, just add some comments to it. It helps out with the algorithm. Also, make sure to check out solo.to/thewhiskeycapitalist for all of our links and where you can stay up to date with us. Go to let's not do that. bit.ly/thewhiskeycapitalist merch to check out our fully stacked merch store. We have the end of quote, repeat the line. Since we're speaking about Biden, I figured it was relevant. We have it in a bunch of different stuff. We have, I think there's limited on that one because you don't really have it for kids, and all that. And then we also have
my head's coming out of the sleeve.
What? Yeah.
It's like I'm wearing like a hat.
It looks like you have a beanie on. wait, hold on. Tickle. Yeah, we're idiots. We also have this design that actually, if you look back here at Shawn, he has that on the little wall tapestry.
Yeah, wall tapestry. Yeah.
There we go. We also have our main logo shirt, and with the main logo shirt, the jagged text and the paint splat stuff, and then the next one that we're going to show right here, we have it on a much larger array of accessories and tech stuff and activewear, outerwear, all that stuff. The Biden one, we limited it a little bit because it's mostly t-shirts and whatever.
Theme one.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't have it on like the kid shirts because I think that's a little.
No, don't make kids political.
Well, also don't make kids and Biden. That he already does enough of that. I just figured that was. I didn't even look at the kids political thing. Yeah, whatever. But and then we also have the Whiskey Capitalist podcast, the Stranger Things design inspired. I think it's pretty cool. And did you get that in the mail yet?
I don't think my shirt came in yet. No.
Okay, because I know you got one of the Stranger Things.
I did
on that. Get some for for our trip. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get it before the trip. Damn it. But whatever. I'll get it. Anyways, also make sure you go to solo.to/tildeathstudios for any digital media design at an affordable price made by this guy. Go to solo.to/Til Death Podcast for all the links for the podcast that I have with my wife and the Til Death Podcast Network. We are going to have At Movies America on the network once I get back from vacation, which I'm going to be leaving on Thursday, going to be gone for about a week and a half. And then we will resume after that. I think like the 3rd is when I'm going to be able to be back on the streams. Still haven't really decided whether or not you're going to be doing, or we haven't decided whether you're going to be doing it or not.
Yeah, I think Monday I would probably end up doing one, but I think Wednesday I'm going to end up taking off because I'm going to be out of town on business.
Yeah, and we since the network is kind of coming together, we are also kind of discussing all of our time schedules and all that stuff too. So it'll work out because I know you're going on vacation in October, so we got to work that out as well. But we can give you a little bit of information on the Sippin with Shawn stuff.
Yeah, so patreon.com/Sippin with Shawn is the current home for Sippin with Shawn. I've actually been looking into some new locations to be able to go, and that might be able to host something similar to what I'm doing. I've been debating about creating a locals community over there for Sippin with Shawn, where that one you can still do paid posts and stuff like that, or membership only posts and stuff like that. So it's people can subscribe to that instead of Patreon. Because if you guys tuned in before with our stream with Pixie, she was talking about the fact that Patreon is actually not cooperating with taking down human trafficking, which has occurred and might still be occurring on the website. So that's something that's we should all kind of take a stand against that. But currently I am still on Patreon, and I will be making more announcements on my Telegram channel and Twitter and all the other things, because I'm casting a wide net right now of just trying to build out for the podcasts.
Well, I know that Locals is very connected with Rumble. I mean, I think it's the same company now. So, and I know we already have a Rumble channel. So if that's something you wanted to look into as well, and have that connected, we can get into that
as well.
Yeah, also. So, but yeah, just make sure you check out all of our stuff, follow, share, comment, all that good stuff. We have a couple of comments before we get out of here. The Groper segment was hilarious. My dad likes to refer to Biden as Groper, which I think is pretty hilarious. But yeah, so with that, we are going to sign off for the night, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
Capitalist Podcast, guys.
Take care, everybody.
Peace.